Over the last couple of weeks, we have been highlighting the charities that are beneficiaries of this year's Tampa Bay's Dancing with the Stars. Today, as a part of our new Community Connections, we are talking about AdventHealth Tampa Pepin Heart Institute with Tom Pepin all the way down on the end there, Dr. James Smith right here, and Courtney Sanchez. That is a mouthful, but it is a mouthful that is so worth it. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Well, first I want to start 30 years for the Pepin Heart Institute. What an accomplishment. I know legacy, that word really means a lot for you, right?
Yes, it does. It does. And Dr. Smith and I were just talking that many of the original doctors are still there with us today. When you talk about legacy, it's also a legacy with Dancing with the Stars, because this is their 10th year that they've had their event at the T. Pepin's Hospitality Center, and we're celebrating 30 years.
Being able to celebrate 30 years, is that an accomplishment that you dreamed of 30 years ago? Or what are your thoughts when you sit back and think, you know what, we've really made a difference in the community for a long period of time, which definitely stands out?
Right, well, 30 years ago, we were just thinking of getting it open. We had been inside the University Community Hospital's 4th floor for 8 or 10 years, and then we decided that it was time to get a freestanding building, and we went to the community, and they put the name Pepin Heart on the building, but really this is a community effort. The legacy is all those like Kieran and Pallavi Patel and Chris Sullivan family and Jim Schimberg and Amy Schimberg and the Jabe family and Don and Erica Wallace. All those people, we are shepherds of their money. We have put it to very good use, saving and having thousands and thousands of procedures every year. So that's what it's all about.
Well, that's a great segue to talk about the procedures and the wonderful work that is being done. That's, of course, where we bring in Dr. Smith. Let's talk about the different programs. Let's talk about how this institute really does stand out above the rest.
Well, it does the complex, latest, greatest scientific cardiovascular procedures that you can get. This TAVR procedure, aortic valve replacement, without opening the chest, advanced catheter work, stent work, complicated stent work. We're that legacy. That idea that started with Tommy Pepin and so many others is something that I have in my hands every day to treat people with. The legacy means somebody's grandpa, somebody's mom, somebody's sister, somebody's baby is alive and functioning because of that technology, because of that dream.
And you know, our mission is, and Dr. touched on it, to be less invasive. You know, there's so many new procedures that can be done without open heart surgery.
You mentioned some of the wonderful families who have been able to be a part of this, and of course the organization Dancing with the Stars this year. I know you've got a relationship with Julie Weintraub that has lasted all 10 years. When you're able to see research dollars go, as a doctor practicing, what does that mean to you when you see the community involvement really wanting to benefit an institute like this?
Well, some of the things that happens is it puts us on the cutting edge. When a new medicine or new technology is being tested out, it's a very delicate process to do, but then we have a familiarity with those things having studied it. So it's one thing to get a new medicine to use, but if you were in on the original scientific investigation, you're already advanced. You're already ahead of the game.
You know, we have over 22 clinical trials going on right now. We're collaborating with Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic, and they're real heavy hitters of the world. They've chosen us to partner with.
And you know what, speaking of partners, I think that's a great segue. You're just taking all my segues for me. I love it. I love it. Courtney, we want to get your thoughts, though. Talk about how AdventHealth Tampa Foundation has supported the Pepin Heart Institute.
So I have the great honor of working with people like Tom and the Pepin Foundation, and of course Julie and Dancing with the Stars. I get to work with community members who are really passionate about heart disease. And so once we have their support behind the Pepin Heart Institute and AdventHealth Tampa, the foundation then works with leadership at the Pepin Heart Institute, AdventHealth Tampa, to really determine areas of greatest need so that we can use our donors' support to make the largest impact in our community and of course our patients. So
well, I will say I've been here about 5 years now, my husband and I, and one of the very first names I did learn was Pepin, about all the great work in the community. So I wanted to pass that along, and of course we're so excited that once again you are all partnering with Dancing with the Stars. They did ask how my routine's going. I think it's going well. We're excited for the event. It'll be a lot of fun. Of course, you can get more information on any of these fabulous organizations. Again, the 10-year diamond anniversary, hands across the bay. Someone put that vote for Natalie up. I wouldn't say no to a vote either. But most importantly, thank you to all of you for joining us.
Thank you, Natalie.